He yanked the reins and the horse slid sideways, dirt spraying, because the sound hit him first, sharp and wrong, a baby crying where no baby should be. He leaned low, heart pounding, scanning the fence line as the cry rose again, thin and tearing. "Hey," he said, the word falling out of him. "Hey. Hey. I got you." He jumped down, boots thudding, and followed the sound to a post where the wire bowed. The baby was tied there with baling twine, loops tight around her middle and the fence, hands blue and stiff, mouth bleeding from crying too long. He stopped and listened. Engines carried out here. Men did too. Nothing came. The baby gasped, a hitching breath that scraped him open. "Don't," he said, then softer, "don't cry like that." He reached, pulled back, reached again. "I don't know how to hold you." He looked to the road, then the ditch, then the sky, waiting for authority to arrive and make the choice for him. The wire creaked. The baby screamed. He swore and cut the twine with his knife. She sagged into his hands, light and heavy, skin cold through his shirt. "Okay," he said. "Okay." He pressed her to his chest and rocked without knowing why. The horse snorted behind him. He forced his breath slow. "Shoo," he whispered. Milk and fear clung to her. A room flashed in his mind, too clean, a sentence ending things. He shook it off. "Nobody's coming," he told her, not sure who he meant. He tucked her under his coat, listening once more for engines, for boots, for radios. The road stayed empty. Her cry softened into wet sounds. "That's it," he murmured. "Stay." He lifted her higher and turned away from the fence. The twine lay cut at his feet. He stepped onto the road, choosing it. He bent his head and whispered a promise he had not said in years, the word carrying as he turned toward home. He paused at the bend, heart still racing, and listened again. Wind slid through grass. No engines. Easy, he told himself. Easy now. The baby twitched and cried anew, thin and angry. "I know," he said. "I know." He adjusted his grip, afraid of breaking her, afraid of dropping what he had never been trusted with. "I'm not ready," he told the dark. "I didn't ask for this." She cried harder. "All right," he said, blunt. "All right." He walked, boots steady, counting steps like a prayer. A truck passed far off, only a sound. He stopped, body tight, then moved again when it faded. "Nobody sees us," he whispered. "Nobody needs to." The fence fell behind him, the land opening wide and watchful. He felt eyes anyway. "You're safe," he said, testing the words. "You're safe with me." The baby's mouth searched, found his coat, and stilled. He exhaled. "That's better." He pictured his cabin, small and stubborn, a door that locked. "We'll get you warm," he said. "I can do warm." His voice surprised him, steady now. He shifted her higher and turned his body fully toward the road home, whispering the same word again and again, a promise and a command, letting it carry them forward. The horse followed at a distance, hooves soft, as if it understood. He did not mount. "Not yet," he said. "We walk." The baby breathed, warm now, a small weight changing his balance. "I won't hand you over," he said. "Not to fear. Not to men." The road curved. A light flickered far away and died. He kept moving, jaw set. "Stay with me," he whispered, not looking back. He crossed the last stretch, coat tight around her, and let the word guide his steps, carrying into the dark as he turned fully toward home. Each step settled the choice deeper, heavier, right. He breathed her name without sound, then breathed the promise again, softer, until it felt true. The road accepted them, quiet, and he let the whisper lead forward, steady, unafraid, as home waited, with lights off, and listening. He pushed the door open with his shoulder, still whispering, because stopping felt like dropping her. The cabin breathed cold, wood, and ash and old silence rushing out to meet them. The baby stirred against his chest. "I know," he said. "I know." He kicked the door shut and stood there, listening, waiting for the world to catch up. It didn't. He crossed the room and laid her on the table because it was flat and close. "That's not right," he muttered. "I know." He pulled off his coat and wrapped it around her anyway. She kicked, small and angry. "Hey," he said. "Easy." He rubbed his hands hard. "You're freezing. That ain't allowed." He looked around like answers might be hiding. I don't have the right stuff." He opened a cabinet. Empty. Another. "Damn it." The baby cried, sharp and wet. "I hear you," he said. "I'm not ignoring you." He grabbed a pot, filled it with water without thinking, set it on the stove. "We'll figure it out." He struck a match. The flame jumped. He flinched. "Too fast," he told it. "Slow down." He poured milk from a bottle that smelled wrong, sniffed it, hesitated. "It's all I got." He warmed it careful, testing it on his wrist. "Don't burn her," he said. He found a small bowl, chipped, child-sized, and froze. "That's not possible," he whispered. He fed her awkward, milk spilling. "I'm sorry," he said. "I'm bad at this." She drank anyway, greedy, shaking, then slowed. "There you go," he said, relief breaking through. He found a blanket folded deep in a trunk, clean, soft, something that should not exist. He did not question it. He wrapped her tight and sat by the fire. The phone rang, loud and sudden. He jumped. The baby twitched. "No," he said. It rang again. He stared at it, then picked it up and set it back down without answering. "Not tonight," he said. He fed the fire. The baby's eyes fluttered and closed. Silence rushed in, too big. He sat there watching her breathe. The house creaked. Wood popped. His breath sounded wrong. He did not move. Hours passed without shape. He stood, paced, sat again. "You still breathing?" he whispered. "Good." He checked her fingers, warmer now. "That's better." His body ached. He did not lie down. He watched the dark thin into gray. Dawn slid through the window and found her face first. She slept on, mouth open, breath steady. He leaned forward, elbows on knees, and let himself feel it. The quiet pressed, loud and accusing. "I don't know what I'm doing," he told the room. The room did not answer. He stayed awake anyway, guarding the small rise and fall of her chest as morning settled in, and the silence learned a new sound. Light slid across the floor and touched her face first. She moved, a small twist, a sound like she was testing the day. He leaned forward in the chair, joints stiff, eyes burning. "Morning," he said quietly. "If it counts." She stared at him, unfocused, then opened her mouth. "No," he said. "Don't start like that." She cried anyway, sharp and sudden. He lifted her too fast and hissed. "All right. I'm up." He paced the room with her, boots soft on the boards. "You got lungs," he said. "That's something." She quieted enough to watch him. "You looking at me like I owe you money." He checked her blanket. "You dry?" He sniffed. "Mostly." A laugh slipped out before he could stop it. "I'll take mostly." He warmed milk again, steadier now, fed her by the window as the light grew. "You don't got a name," he told her. "That's fine. Lots of things don't." She stared back, unbothered. "Don't look at me like that." He paused. "Like what?" He shook his head. "Never mind." A knock hit the door, sharp and early. He froze. "No," he whispered. The knock came again. "I'm coming," he called, louder than he wanted. He set the baby down and opened the door a crack. A woman stood there, older, eyes sharp as wire. "Morning," she said. "You up early?" "Always am," he said. Her gaze slid past him. "That a baby?" "No," he said too fast. She raised an eyebrow. "You sure?" He sighed. "That ain't yours," she said. "I know." Silence pressed. "Where'd you get her?" she asked. "Found," he said. "On my land." "That fence land." He didn't answer. The baby cried behind him. The woman's mouth tightened. "She cold," she said. "Not now," he replied. "You plan on telling someone?" she asked. "Not today." "Sheriff'll hear," she said. "He hears everything." "Then he can hear it later." She studied him. "You got no kids," she said. "I know." "You keeping her?" He glanced back at the baby, red-faced and loud. "I'm keeping her warm." The woman nodded. "That's something." She turned to go, then stopped. "What you call her?" she asked. He opened his mouth and felt the danger of sound. "I don't," he said. "You gotta," she replied. "Can't talk around it forever." Her truck door slammed. He closed the door and leaned back, breathing hard. The baby quieted like she'd been listening. He picked her up. "Don't listen to her," he said. "Name's Stick." He watched the truck drive off, dust hanging. "You can have a temporary one," he said. "Just so I don't lose you in the room." A name rose in him, old and sharp. He swallowed it down. "We'll call you Winter," he said. "Just for now." She blinked and yawned. "See," he said. "You don't care." He locked the door, slid the bolt home, and stood there with her in his arms, listening to the quiet settle again, knowing it would not last, but holding it anyway, choosing the wait, choosing to stay. He buckled her into the seat beside him and started the engine, the sound loud in the thin morning. She watched him like she knew where they were going. "We're just looking," he said. "Then we're leaving." The road unspoled slow and familiar, dirt packed hard from years of passing and stopping. He kept his eyes forward until the fence rose ahead of them, wire catching light like it wanted attention. He parked and shut the engine off. "Stay," he told her, though she could not move. He stepped out and the air felt tight, like the land had been holding its breath. He walked the fence line slow, boots sinking where frost had softened. "This ain't right," he said, talking because silence pressed too hard. "Never was." The post stood clean now, but the wire did not lie. Knots tied careful, not rushed. Twine ends cut old, not from last night. Scratches marked the metal, shallow and repeated, like someone worried it with time. "That's not an accident," he muttered. He touched the wire and pulled back, skin stinging. A memory slid in without asking. Women lined here once, heads bowed, hands bound, told to learn. He heard voices, not clear, but mean. "Quiet," he said out loud. "Don't." The baby made a small sound from the truck, and he turned fast. "I'm here," he said. "I didn't leave." He leaned his forehead against the hood and breathed until the memory loosened. An engine hummed in the distance. His shoulders tightened. "No," he whispered. A truck crested the hill slow and sure. "Sheriff." He straightened and waited. The truck stopped close enough to feel. The window rolled down. "Morning," the sheriff said, voice easy. "You see anything strange?" "Just the usual," he replied. "Fence still standing." "That's good," the sheriff said. His eyes slid past him to the truck seat. "You got company." Just passing through, he said, hating the lie even as it held. Funny place to pass, the sheriff said. Land remembers things. So do people, he answered. The sheriff smiled without warmth. You need help, he asked. No, he said. I'm heading out. Silence stretched, thick and testing. The baby whimpered. The sheriff's gaze hardened. That child yours? Mine right now, he said. The sheriff leaned back. Careful, he said. Fences get folks hurt. I know, he replied. The sheriff nodded once and rolled the window up. The truck pulled away slow, deliberate, like a warning. He stood there until it dipped over the hill again. He did not look back at the wire. He got in the truck, hands shaking now, and started the engine. We're done here, he told her. She quieted like she believed him. He drove off without checking the mirror, the fence shrinking behind them, the land watching and letting them go. He drove straight from the fence, hands tight on the wheel, dust still hanging when he turned up the narrow drive to the old house. He did not knock. The door stood open like it had been waiting. You took your time, the older woman said. Sheriff slowed me, he replied. Her eyes moved past him at once, locking on the baby. That's her, she said. I thought so. He stepped inside, the room closing around him, smelling of boiled coffee and old paper. Another woman sat at the table, hands folded. A third stood near the stove, watching. You shouldn't have brought her, the one at the table said. You couldn't not, the woman by the stove answered. He cleared his throat. I don't know what you're talking about. You do, the first woman said. You just don't like how it sounds. The baby stirred. She knows this place, the older woman said softly. They always do. He shifted his weight. Nobody told me anything, he said. Nobody tells men, the woman replied. Men watch. The older woman closed the door behind him, firm. Sit, she said. He sat. The baby blinked up at the ceiling beams. We were tied like that, the woman at the table said. Long before you were grown. For what? He asked. Talking, she said. Looking wrong. The woman by the stove snorted. Breathing. They said it was to teach lessons, the first continued. Pain remembers better than words. His jaw tightened. Who did it? He asked. Silence answered him. You know who, the older woman said. Sheriffs. Fathers. Men who owned keys. He swallowed. She's not staying here, he said. No, the woman replied. She's staying with you. He laughed once, sharp. I can't. You already are, another said. The baby made a small sound and his arms tightened without him thinking. You keep her through winter, the older woman said. When roads close. When questions slow. And then, he asked. Then she'll already be yours, she replied. He looked down at the baby. I don't want trouble, he said. Trouble knows you now, the woman said. The older woman reached into a drawer and pulled out an envelope, thin and yellowed. This was meant for her, she said. Or whoever didn't look away. She pressed it into his hand. Read it alone. Who wrote it? He asked. Her mother, the woman said. She didn't make it past the fence. His chest tightened. I'm not her father, he said. No, the woman agreed. You're something else. He stood slowly. I'll keep her warm, he said. That's all. The older woman opened the door. That's how staying starts, she said. He stepped back into the cold, the letter heavy in his pocket, the baby steady in his arms. The women watched him go, dust rising again, the past breathing behind him as he drove home. He waited until the house settled again before he pulled the board loose. The baby slept on the table, wrapped tight, her breath small and steady. He knelt and took the envelope out, fingers slow, like speed might break it. He opened it and unfolded the paper with care. The words were cramped but clear. He read the first line out loud without meaning to. "If you're holding her, it means I ran out of road." He swallowed and kept reading. "They said I was empty," he read. "They said I couldn't carry right." He stopped and looked at the baby. "They were wrong," he read softly. "I carried fear every day." His jaw tightened. He went on. "They told me the fence was mercy. They said it fixed women." He let out a breath that sounded like a laugh but wasn't. "It didn't fix me," he read. The fire cracked behind him. He shifted closer to it and kept reading, voice low and steady. "I watched men call pain order. I watched women disappear." He closed his eyes. "If you're a man, listen," he read. "If you're a woman, stay." He paused there. "I stayed," he whispered. The baby stirred and he lowered his voice. "I stayed long enough to know I couldn't stay." He read the next line slower. "She is not a burden. She is proof." His throat tightened. He wiped his face with his sleeve and kept going. "You don't need to save her," he read. "Just don't give her back." His shoulders shook once, then stilled. "I won't," he said to the room. "I won't." He folded the letter and pressed it to his chest. He bent forward, careful and silent, the sound trapped inside him. "I didn't know," he whispered. "I should have known." He sat there until the fire burned low. The baby made a small sound and his head snapped up. "Hey," he said. "I'm here." He stood and lifted her close. "You woke up," he said. She cried, thin and sharp. "I know," he said. "Me too." He rocked her slow, letter still clutched in his hand. "I thought being empty meant I failed," he said, voice breaking. "Turns out it just meant I survived." She cried harder. "I got you," he said. "I got you." He pressed his forehead to hers and breathed. "They didn't get her," he said. "They don't get us." Her cry softened into hiccups. He tucked the letter back under the floor and slid the board into place. "Later," he said. "You'll read it too." He held her until her breathing evened out again. "You're not a mistake," he told her. "You're not something to fix." She slept against him, warm and heavy. He sat by the fire and watched it burn down, listening to the house learn this new truth. When she stirred again, he was still there, arms steady, grief reshaped into something he could carry, something that did not hollow him out anymore. She cried hard the moment he lifted her, the sound tearing out of her like it had been waiting. He pulled her close, heart kicking. "I know," he said. "I know." Snow brushed the window, light at first, then heavier, like the world deciding something. He fed the fire until it snapped and caught. "Winter ain't asking," he muttered. The baby screamed again. "Hey," he said, firm now. "You're safe." A knock hit the door, not polite, not curious. He froze. The baby went quiet like she felt it too. Another knock, heavier. "Open up," a voice called, calm and smiling. "Sheriff." He closed his eyes once. "Stay," he whispered to her. He opened the door enough to block the room. "Morning," the sheriff said, warrant folded loose in his hand. "Cold one." "What you want?" he asked. "Got questions," the sheriff said. "Heard talk." The baby cried behind him. The sheriff's eyes slid past. "That a baby?" he said. "You know it is," he replied. "Mind if I come in?" the sheriff asked. "Yes," he said. Silence stretched tight. You got something of mine, the sheriff said. I don't, he answered. The sheriff smiled wider. We'll see. Boots crunched on snow behind him. He heard voices. Women. The sheriff turned. The older woman stepped onto the porch first. Morning, she said. We brought bread. Another woman stood beside her. Then another. They filled the space without touching him. This ain't your business, the sheriff said. It always was, one woman replied. The baby wailed. He held her tighter. You don't have papers for us, the older woman said. I got papers for him, the sheriff replied, lifting the warrant. Then serve it, she said. Here. He hesitated. Snow pushed through the open door. The baby screamed. The sheriff lowered the paper. Not today, he said. This ain't over. It never is, she said. The sheriff stepped back, eyes hard. You're making trouble, he told the man. Trouble found me, he replied. The sheriff turned away, boots crunching, truck starting slow, deliberate. No one moved until the sound faded. The door shut. The fire cracked loud in the quiet. The baby cried softer now. It's all right, he said. He's gone. The women stepped inside without asking. One fed the fire. One checked the window. You did good, the older woman said. I just stood, he replied. That's enough, she said. Snow pressed hard against the glass. We'll stay close, one woman said. Winter's long. He nodded once. I can do long, he said, surprising himself. The baby slept against his chest as the storm settled in, the house tightening around them like it knew how to protect what was inside. Quiet settled after the truck left, not gentle, just careful. He stood by the door holding her, waiting for the sound to come back. It didn't. The fire answered instead, low and steady. The baby shifted and made a small breathy laugh, like she surprised herself. He looked down. You hear that, he said. That's quiet. She stared at his mouth, studying the shape. Then she smiled, sudden and wide, no teeth, just light. His chest loosened. Don't do that, he said. I'm not ready. He carried her to the chair and sat, letting his weight sink. One of the women poured coffee without asking. She knows your voice, the woman said. She listened before. She wasn't listening to me, he replied. She was listening for danger. Same thing, the woman said. The baby kicked, feet warm now. You got opinions, he told her. I can see it. He rocked her slow. I lost someone, he said, the words slipping out before he planned them. The room stilled. I didn't bury her, he went on. She just left a space. The older woman nodded. Spaces talk, she said. If you don't answer them, they start shouting. He swallowed. I thought keeping quiet was respect. It's just quiet, another woman said. Respect takes work. The baby made a sharp sound, then laughed again, clear and bright, cutting the air open. He froze. Did you hear that? He asked. That's her, one woman said. She ain't scared. His eyes burned. I was, he admitted. Still am. Good, the older woman said. Fear keeps you awake. He looked down at the baby. I didn't want to stay, he told her. I thought staying meant losing everything. He shook his head. Turns out leaving costs more. She reached up and grabbed his finger, grip tight and sure. That's not fair, he said softly. You don't even know me. She held on. The fire popped. Water dripped from the eaves as the snow softened outside. One woman pulled the curtain back. It's thawing, she said. Doesn't mean it's done. Nothing ever is, he replied. He stood and walked the room with the baby, showing her the walls, the patched wood, the marks he never fixed. This place remembers, he said. I tried not to. The older woman touched his arm. Memory ain't a curse, she said. It's a warning. He nodded. I can listen, he said. I can stay. The baby yawned and rested her head against his chest. He smiled down at her. You knew already, he whispered. Didn't you? Outside, water ran where snow had been, tapping steady like a clock that started again. The women moved quiet around him, touching nothing, adjusting everything. You eat, one said. Later, he replied. She comes first. Always does, the older woman said. The baby slept through it, heavy and trusting. He carried her to the window and watched the ground give way inch by inch. It's messy, he said. Thawing. So are people, a woman replied. He nodded. I tried to be clean, he said. I followed rules. Rules don't love you back, the older woman said. He laughed once. That tracks. The baby stirred and he froze. Sorry, he whispered. She settled. He leaned his forehead to the glass. I won't disappear, he said. I did that before. No one answered. They didn't need to. The fire kept burning. The thaw kept moving. He held the baby and felt the fear change shape, smaller now, sharper, useful. He could work with that. He turned back into the room, ready to sit, ready to wait, ready to stay, while the women watched him become someone who didn't look away anymore. Spring came without asking him first. It slipped in through the cracks while he was still tired, still watching, still expecting winter to argue back. He noticed it because the baby shifted against his chest and made a sound like she felt the ground loosen. Yeah, he said quietly. I feel it too. The house smelled different. Wet wood. Earth waking up. He opened the door and stood on the porch with her, letting the air touch her face. She squinted and then relaxed. Don't trust it, he told her. It changes its mind. The road lay quiet. No trucks. No engines waiting. Just birds testing their luck. He stepped off the porch instead of watching from it. The fence waited where it always had, wires still straight from his work, posts set deep. He stopped there and rested his hand on the top rail. You don't get to hurt anyone again, he said, not loud. The baby slept through it, like she already knew. Footsteps came behind him. The women stood there, not close, not far. That's a good fence, one said. It's honest, another added. He nodded. I didn't tear it down, he said. I didn't want to pretend it never happened. The older woman smiled. That's how you end things, she said. You change what they're allowed to do. A truck rolled on the road, slow but not stopping. He watched it pass and felt nothing pull tight in him. That's new, he said. You earned it, one woman replied. They stood with him a moment longer, then drifted back toward the house without ceremony. He followed, carrying the baby inside. The light moved across the floor like it had learned the room. He sat by the window and looked down at her face, calm and certain. You need a name, he said. A real one. She opened her eyes and stared straight at him. No pressure, he added. He thought of the name he carried for years without using. He said it once, low, to see if it broke. It didn't. He said it again, steadier. The baby yawned and reached for his shirt. That's it, he said. You know it. The women did not repeat it. They didn't need to. It belonged where it landed. Later, the sheriff came once more, not loud, not smiling. He stood in the yard and did not step closer. Paperwork's done, he said. No trouble. Good, he replied. The sheriff nodded and left it there. No threats. No warnings. Just gone. He watched until the truck disappeared and then went back inside. He did not feel like he had one. He felt finished. Evening came soft. He fed the baby and held her while the house settled. You didn't ask for this, he told her. Neither did I. He smiled. Guess that makes us family. She slept, heavy and sure. He sat with her and listened to the quiet, not counting breaths, not waiting for the sound to break. Outside, water ran through the dirt where snow had been, carving new paths without apology. He leaned his head back and closed his eyes. I'm here, he said, not as a promise, not as a plea. Just the truth.